Perks in Overwatch 2, what if they were better? Let's discuss that. Let's talk about that. I'm clown.er. This is Better Perks for Overwatch 2 number 3. Let's get into it right a frickin' way. In today's video, I bring you once again 5 brand new perks for heroes in Overwatch 2 and 1 perk rework for an already existing perk. Let's go in role order with the tank role starting first with 1 rework and 1 brand new perk. The rework comes first with Reinhardt's brand new and improved Crusader's Resolve perk. My version of Crusader's Resolve would allow Reinhardt to heal himself for 15% of the damage that barrier field takes. This is going to grant Reinhardt extra survivability when shielding because let's face it, he shields when he takes damage. If the damage his shield takes also grants him a little bit of healing, that's going to be majorly useful. Reinhardt isn't really going to be shielding when he's full HP, so this perk just makes sense. A very simplistic start, of course inspired by Stadium, one of the perks in that new game mode. Reinhardt's Crusader's Resolve is the first on the list. Perk number 2 is introduced to Reinhardt's biggest problem, Ramattra's new Iris Transference perk, a major replacing Nanite Repair. Enemies are hit for 20% of the damage they deal to block. Unlike the previous perk that was inspired by the new Stadium game mode, this perk was inspired by Minecraft. That's right, in Minecraft there's a thing called enchantments if you aren't familiar with the game, and one of these enchantments allows your armor to have an enchantment called Thorns, which damages enemies when they strike you with this armor on. If you think about this logically, okay, the only real time that people shoot Ramattra's block is when he is low HP. So, to give people incentive not to shoot him when he's low HP, which is exactly what Ramattra wants, I introduced this perk, which will punish people for shooting Ramattra that's low HP when he's blocking. I thought this was a fun idea, inspired by something a little unorthodox, a little bit different. I should have named it Flint and Steel, but I didn't. Iris Transference closes off the tank perks. We now move to the role with the most abundant pool of heroes, with the most abundant pool of perks. I bring you 3 perks, starting with Bastion. The coolest name ever, actually, for a perk in Overwatch 2, Bullet Hell, is Bastion's new major perk, replacing the current very popular Lindholm explosives. This perk will allow the duration of configuration assault to be increased by a second for every final blow you get. That is very good, that is very crazy. I wanted to lean into Bastion's primary aspect of his kit, that being his configuration assault, the form in which he's dealing the highest damage output and taking the least damage. What better way to do that than to extend the duration it lasts for in a skill required way? Instead of just flat out increasing its duration, you actually have to work to increase the duration of the perk. I thought that was a sort of skill incentive to it. It's not just as simple as increasing the duration, but in theory, you could have an assault mode which lasts 5 seconds extra if you kill all 5 on the enemy team. That's pretty nutso. The Bullet Hell Major is Bastion's perk. What do you think about that one? Let me know down in the comments below. A user suggested perk for Soldier 76. I'll leave the comment up on screen as I introduce its name. It's called Steady Aim and is a minor perk replacing recycled pulse munitions. Pulse rifle no longer has recoil and reload speed is increased by 15%. The original suggestion of this perk was just that it removes the recoil, and I really like that idea, but I thought that it wasn't enough. So I wanted to give another sort of along the same vein of utility. An increased reload speed is the main part for the higher skill players that are going to want to pick this perk, because you don't really need the recoil gone if you know how to aim with his recoil, right? So I figured you need another reason to pick this perk. Hence the minus 15% reload speed, making it much faster to reload your weapon, but not too fast that it's OP, because it is just a minor perk at the end of the day. The final damage perk is another user-suggested one that I got from the previous video, this time for Venture. A Venture perk called Precise Thrusters, and it's a major perk replacing the very popular Covered in Dirt perk. This perk would allow the duration of drill dash to be increased and is no longer locked to a single direction. What that means is you can fully control the movement of the drill dash whilst you're using it. You can do a full UE and capture someone and grab them back. I remember on the video, I was checking the comments of it, and someone left a hilarious comment saying that it is very similar to Wolverine. You can grab people just like you can in Marvel Rivals, and that is absolutely hilarious to me. Imagine being able to have that ability with Venture where you can sort of just power past someone, do a UE, drill them back into your team. That's nuts. It would be cool to see them do something with the drill dash. I know they haven't really done much with the perks for drill dash. I would love to see that because it's the most fun aspect of their kit in reality. So, the very cleverly suggested Precise Thrusters perk closes off the perks for the damage heroes. Finally, I pay tribute once again to the very large community of Mercy players, a new perk, Remote Resuscitation. It's a major perk. Okay, hold your horses. It is replacing Flash Heal. But allow me to just state the perk first before you go taking your knickers off crying in the comments. The range of Resurrect is increased by 70%, Mercy players. It's increased. You get a bigger Resurrect range. That's a good thing. That's better than Flash Heal. It's okay. See? Everyone's smiling here. This is another perk inspired by Stadium, of course. If you haven't played it, there is a perk already in that which increases the Resurrect range by 80%. I thought it was a little extreme, so I made it just slightly less to, I think it's 3.5 meters extra from the already current 5 meter res range. It's going to allow the main aspect of Mercy's kit, the Resurrect, to be more prominent in team fights instead of just, oh, my pocket has died, let me res them around the corner, you know? Right now, Resurrect is just that sort of ability, and it's not useful in a active team fights because you have to be so close and stationary to do it. This perk would allow you to be much further away, a lot more covered, and allow for a lot more skill involved in Resurrects with higher jumps, for example, with your Resurrects. I know how Mercy players love to do the jump reses and stuff. Mercy players, what do you think? Did I do a good thing? Let me know with a thumbs up. I don't want a like on the video. I want you to comment thumb emoji if I did a fab job. Guys, that's going to be the video. There is 5 perks for you with 1 perk rework. One of them was a Mercy perk. That's always a good thing for the community. Guys, you love it, right? Thumbs up in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out the previous ones. I'll leave the playlist up on screen right now. If you haven't checked them out already, please do. There's 2 more videos there for you if you want 5 more perks and 1 more rework in 2 other videos. Guys, I've been clown.er. That's been 5 better perks. I'll see you guys in the next one.